All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chakadash. Double honors to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations to those that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathan Yalla from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you the spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. And this lesson in particular, we're going into this video here. And it says, white Texas farmers are furious after workers stopped showing up and are desperately asking blacks help. And first, I want to address this word black. We are not black, okay? We are different shades of brown, okay? You better be quiet. All right, Slakia. So, desperately asking blacks for help, okay? So, these people, these pale people, they have the audacity, wicked ass, just huge level of cognitive dissonance, and just plain wickedness to actually, ask so-called Negroes to come help them manage their farms when they voted against their own interest. Okay. So I'm gonna start off with a quick precept. I'm gonna go to the Book of Lamentations and Lamentations 4:22, and it says, I'm gonna start at verse 21. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz," which is another way of saying Edom. Okay, it says, "The cup also shall pass unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken. Thou shalt make thyself naked, and thou shalt make thyself naked," because Esau is causing all this shit on himself, man. Okay, all these things that's happening right now with Esau, all of the revealing and all those things. That's Esau. The Lord is causing their tongue to fall upon themselves, man. He's showing the world, he's showing he's showing the world, who these devils really are. All right. And it says, "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion." Okay. So, hey, the last leg of our punishment, that our sentence, hey, is this MARK and then nuclear destruction, and then we're out of here. Okay, when that MRK happened and nuclear destruction hit, we're out of this place. All right, and the Lord is not going to cause us to go back into captivity. All right. Let's just read it. It says, "O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins." So all of these things, these farms that are happening right now, right? This is a part of that prophecy. Edom losing all of those things that you established through wickedness. You think that just because y'all so-called own the land that was stolen and it's probably dead bodies underneath that land that you call yours, that you stole from people whose land it was. You think just because, 5 generations later, 10 generations later, that it stopped mattering how you acquired that land, how you acquired that wealth? No, all that still matters. It's very relevant that all that land was stolen through rape, rob, and murder and brutality. Of course it does. So there's no sympathy for you. You goddamn devils. There's no sympathy, and you're not going to get those people. And you see what happened, right? When the so-called white man tried to go out there to work these farms, they couldn't do it because these devils, they don't have the physical attributes to actually work hard labor like Jake can. Jake actually is physically built to do hard labor. Okay, not the type of labor that Esau Edom was putting upon people, that chattel slavery, but going out and working hard to make a living. Jake is built for that. So these Edomites they can't sit out in the sun all day for 10 hours and pick stuff. All right, they'll burn. They don't have the energy. They don't have the wherewithal to do it. Okay. So you see the AI thing where you had the Edomites. I can't, I'm not going to look for it, but you had the Edomites that went out to they were picking fruits and things like that out of the field, and it was like 3 or 4 of them, and they got tired and they looked at each other and they said, "We need them back. We need to get them back here. We can't do this, right?" Because ultimately, the true person is lazy because it's all projection. They project things things about themselves on everybody else. All the negative shit about themselves, they project on everybody else. And all the good things about everybody else, they project onto themselves. Okay, that's why they're everybody. That's why the Greeks. That's why they're the Egyptians. That's why they're Israelis. That's why they're everybody. Because everything that every good thing about a culture is them. Every bad thing about a culture is y'all. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and play this video or some of it just to listen to some of the commentaries, and we're gonna grab some precepts and close out.
He was president, so I have to admit I don't
store. These Nimrods or flat out got scared to death and
soon area of food to include meat. And the communities that surround these farms.
Now, this whole video, right? I'm gonna try to play as much of it as possible. I'm gonna speed it up. This whole video is nothing but a compilation of people saying no, they're not happy with what's going on. So let me just go ahead and speed it up for the sake of time. I'm gonna put it on. Let's see. Let's do it like that.
1992. Everybody's just scared.
Yeah.
Now, are you here legally? No.
No.
So, are you scared?
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared, you know.
Smith's pickers make about $100 a day. He supports immigration laws, just not this one that threatens his third-generation family.
So I just saw this video of this white man who's not MAGA, by the way, or at least he says he's not, because he damn sure selling the look. But he says he has a fake account over on Twitter, and he joined this group of white farmers, and he's pretending to be MAGA just to see what they're talking about. So apparently they had this group chat or group call where the white MAGA farmers were upset and saying the only reason why they voted for Shitty Britches was because they thought the blacks didn't have jobs and the blacks would come back and work their fields. They thought they were going to get slavery back by voting for Shitty Britches. But they have been saying loud and proud with their chest that immigrants were taking their jobs. Yet, there are a couple of farms here in Texas that overnight lost 100% of their workforce. But immigrants were taking their jobs, right? Racism is expensive, huh?
All right, MAGA, get out there. Where you at? You got your jobs back. You got your jobs that were taken from you. Get out there. Get out there and start working. Get to work. America first. Get out there. 100% haven't shown up to work due to immigration raids. Texas farmer says America's migrant workers are terrified to work, but unable to stay home. So get out there, MAGA. You got these jobs back. You took them back. You voted. You got your guy in there to get rid of all of those migrant workers. So get out there. Get out there and start working. But for real, I want to shout out to the undocumented migrant workers as they were deemed essential in 2020. They stepped up when this nation needed.
Now, you see how the hypocrisy of this fucking nation, of these damn devils? At one point in time, these people were considered essential workers because they kept food on the table, but now they're being deported 5 years later. I mean, it just shows you the hypocrisy of this nation, right? And they're only doing it because Esau thinks that he doesn't need Jake anymore, which is absolutely ridiculous. That's why the scriptures talk about how in the fullness of his efficiency, he should be in straits. Every hand upon the wicked should come upon him, and the wicked are the other nations. Okay. And they should come upon him. He thinks that Esau Edom thinks that, all of this technology and all these things and blah, 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 that's going to save him from having to need a labor force to work these fields and crops, which no, it's not. Okay. Everything is about to start going downhill in a major way.
Them most. They have my utmost respect. They should see a pathway to citizenship. Period. They were deemed essential workers, risking their lives in one of the most hazardous jobs in the entire U.S. labor market. They have my full respect. Thank you for your service and your contribution to this country.
It's Joe from Georgia, so this is news out of Texas. But folks, these are alarm bells ringing for the entire United States, and our government is not listening. Overnight, multiple farms in the state of Texas completely shut down. And the reason for this shutdown was because they have lost almost 100% of their workforce. Now, we know this is the result of the immigration raids and stricter enforcement, but the ripple effect is going to be felt all the way across this country. Now, you've got crops that are rotting in the fields. You have livestock that is not being attended to at all, and that takes a lot of personnel. And we're talking, so now we're getting every area of food to include meat. And the communities that surround these farms, those businesses and those people who depend on the income from these farms, it's creating disasters for small communities in Texas. Now, this is not stopping at Texas farms. This is going to end up all the way across America, especially in the breadbasket, the middle of the nation, because they have tons of immigrant help.
And this is absolutely true, because with this with this big beautiful bill, and they have what I think is a $38 billion provision for ICE raids. Okay, so these people are serious. This man is serious about deporting people, and you can have now. I believe there's provisions in the bill to where if you're a naturalized citizen, you can actually have your naturalization revoked and thrown out. You could actually have been in this country your whole life and never been anywhere else. No passport, no record of travel, nothing, and just get thrown out. This is the bullshit that these people. So nobody. Hey, this is actually. Let me just get that real quick, because this is what it sounds like to me. So let me go to Isaiah 59. It's Isaiah 59:19. It says, "So they shall fear the name of the Lord from the east, from the west." I'm sorry, it's like it. So they shall fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Okay, so so hey, this is going to lead to that that standard. It could possibly lead to that standard, because you think this is going to start with them. Hey, like the saying goes, the northern kingdom get it first, but Judah gets it the worst. Okay, so they're coming after. Hey, you know what? I got a video that I'm gonna play. You know what? This came to me. I was watching it yesterday. I saved it. Let me go. Let me find it. I'm gonna let some of this more of this play while I find that video.
But folks, the alarm bells are ringing. Your food on your plate is being affected. So you got to think about it. It won't be soon until either prices go ridiculously high, or you just won't have any food to buy.
Well, thanks to the big orange gremlin looking motherfucker, multiple farms in Texas just shut down overnight. Why? Because ICE raids made nearly 100% of the workforce completely vanish. People ran, got detained, or flat out got scared to death and never came back. Dairy farms are in panic mode right now. Cows got to be milked every 8 hours. And guess what? Nobody's showing up to milk these fuckers, folks. This isn't some Texas problem either. This is happening across the entire nation. ICE isn't just out here enforcing some bullshit laws. They are actively crippling our food systems with fear and chaos. You want to talk about consequences? This ain't just about politics anymore, y'all. It's about what's on your table, what's in your fridge, or what's about to be missing from your fucking store. These Nimrods aren't saving America. They're starving it.
This is breaking news. Texas farmers are sounding the alarm on this tariff war. And in more breaking news, nobody cares. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me or maybe it's some of you too, but as far as farmers sounding the alarm, I don't care. I have to admit, I don't care at all, because the last time Donald Trump was president, 100,000 farmers across the country lost their farms. Yeah, so overwhelmingly, farmers voted for this man again, knowing full well of his history the last time he was president. So from me to you, farmers, I don't care. I don't care how bad things get for you. I don't care if you lose your farm. I don't care if I don't care. At least I don't care to hear about it. I really don't. Because this is exactly what you voted for. And you're going to get what you voted for. You're going to get 4 more years of Donald Trump not giving a damn about farmers whatsoever. So enjoy.
Hello, Americans who like to eat. I'm Linda, and I want to talk about empty grocery shelves. They are coming, and sooner than we think. There's a 3,000 per day immigrant detention quota. 40% of farm workers in the United States are undocumented. You do the math. Farms are an excellent place to find undocumented immigrants to detain and deport, depleting the workforce. And now, those who haven't been rounded up are afraid to show up. Let's look at just one state, Texas. According to farmers, this issue has been affecting their farms for a couple of weeks, but overnight, it bottomed out. On several Texas farms, nearly 100% of farm workers aren't showing up. So what does that mean for you? Remember Trump's comment about having $2 instead of 30? Cows are milked 3 times a day. No workers, no milk, and some very unhappy cows. What if your grocery store, instead of getting 30 gallons of milk, gets 2? 28 families will not be able to buy milk. Now extrapolate that among produce. Produce that instead of being harvested is rotting on the vine. Texas is one of the top 10 producers of 40 major commodities. It is the 4th largest agriculture producer in the nation and 2nd in animal products. And it's not just cows not being milked and produce rotting on the vine. 1 in 7 Texans works in an agriculture-related job. If farms stop working, those jobs are affected. Workers not earning money aren't paying taxes. And yes, undocumented workers pay taxes. Without money coming in, they will cut back on things like restaurants and small businesses, movie theaters, wherever they spend their discretionary income. Last week, Trump ordered a halt to immigration enforcement at farms. But it may already be too late to solve the current problem. The lack of workers now mean farms won't hit full production this year. And if they lose planting now, there is nothing to harvest later. Yet, despite Trump's assurances, a few days after his statement, the administration resumed.
All right, so I got another preset. So we're gonna go to Second Ezra. We're gonna come back to this one. We're gonna go to Second Ezra 6 and 22, and it says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." So that's what she's saying right now. She's saying that suddenly the storehouses are about to be about to be empty. All right. So, hey, this is about to happen very, very, very soon. This ain't gonna take no years or months or nothing shit like that. This is about to happen in weeks. In weeks, you're about to see a production slow down. Once this big, beautiful bill hits the ground and these legs hit the ground, right? This big, terrible bill. Once these legs hit the ground, hey, it's about to. Hey, these people ain't gonna be coming out, and it's gonna be a civil war. Okay, and you think these people are going to continue to just sit there and get bullied? You know, not to mention, you know, and this is another video for another topic, but just to mention it, Judah's starting to get riled up. Jake, after all these years, after slavery, Jim Crow, all these things, the crack epidemic, the what do you call it? The Tuskegee experiments with the syphilis and all that shit, you know. After all these things that was done to Jake, Jake is finally getting riled up. Judah is. Finally. All right. So I'm going to play this next video. Right. And what he's saying is really on point. Elder Malcolm did a video about this. And, you know, hey, Jake, you gonna get it the worst, man.
And ice that was just infused with $170 billion, a la the big beautiful.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was 38 billion. From what he's saying, it's 170 billion. Oh, come on, what the fuck just happened? You gotta be kidding me. Slovakia, everything just shut down.
$70 billion, a la the big beautiful budget bill of bullshit yesterday. The Supreme Court last year ruled that the President of the United States cannot be held accountable or liable criminally for official acts. And that very same Supreme Court earlier this year just basically put an end to federal judges being able to enact nationwide injunctions on unlawful executive orders. I'm being so fucking deadass when I say this, bro. We are in grave danger. Oh my God, y'all don't even understand how bad this shit could get. I've made several videos stating what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna do it every day until y'all get the message. You got 2 choices: lock and load, or get the fuck out of here. Let me say that one more time: lock and load, or get the fuck out of here, bro. Just leave. Do it now while shit is still calm, while the borders are still open. And that go for everybody, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the case might be, because the shit that's finna touch down in 3 or 4 months, oh my God. I saw a video on here that basically said that Trump and the administration were able to convince some of the hesitant Republican lawmakers to sign yes on the big beautiful budget bill because he gave them a sneak preview of what was to come as far as executive orders. You better run, don't walk, run to your nearest gun store. Get you everything you need. Buy all the ammunition you need. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. And if you're an immigrant, or your daddy is an immigrant, or your mama's an immigrant, or you look like you fit the description, I would seriously consider getting the fuck out now. Because they're already making the concentration camps and they're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. And trust me when I say they will not just stop with Latinos or Hispanic people. They are just the easiest target right now. You African with a funny sounding name, they're gonna find a way to put you in that motherfucker too. You Asian, don't think you safe just because you the model minority. Oh no, they're gonna lock your ass up too. If you alphabet gang, don't let them people catch you lacking, bro, because they gonna put belt to ass. And to all my black people out there watching this, they're gonna do us the worst. They getting all these people up out the way, right? Because it's easy. But when they get done with them, oh, trust me, they gonna do us dirty.
And that's the point that I wanted to get. Because he's right. They're gonna do so-called the so-called Negroes dirty, because they've always done us the dirtiest. They always do us the dirtiest. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi are always the most hated among Israelites. Okay, among our brethren and among the other nations. Okay.
Trying to tell y'all. So be prepared. Lock and load. We get.
None of that shit gonna. I mean, none of that's gonna help y'all. If Yahweh Shai is not with you, hey, you finished. Okay, so I just wanted to get that. Like the elder said, Northern Kingdom get it first, but Judah get it the worst. So definitely, they are definitely gonna come for Jake next. All right, so let's go to the second Ezra's. Let's go. Let's start at the top. We're gonna just read verse 1 through 5, and then we're gonna skip down a little bit. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." Okay? So all y'all Israelites about to die, man. All y'all, like this dude right here, the lock and loaded and all that, man, you about to be out of here, bro. Unless the Lord deems you one of the elect. You're about to be out of here, man. You ain't got to worry about no lock and loading. All right? Because none of that's going to save you. You're not going to be saved by your own strength. All right? It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." All of these things are happening. They're all intertwined into what's about to happen. That's why I just played this right here. Okay. That's why I played this whole thing about these white farmers. Okay. Because what this does is it shows you that the shelves are about to be empty. Okay. The shelves are about to be empty. All right. So there's not going to be any food. So without food and nutrition, even though we have low levels of nutrition nowadays, what's going to happen? You're going to start seeing a lot of people die from sicknesses because they're not going to have the nutrition to keep their immune system strong. These people in this goddamn place called America are literally one fucking meal or one peel away from dying. One meal or one peel away from dying. Okay? It's a bunch of fucking, and excuse my vernacular, but a bunch of fucking fat people, unhealthy, makeup wearing, hamburger eating, pork chop cooking, frying Americans, man. Okay? None of these people are healthy. So it's not going to take nothing for, because a lot of people, their body is already fighting off an underlying condition right now. They're fighting with an underlying condition right now. Okay, so then you start adding no nutrition, and then you still have these other plagues out here. What do you think is going to happen? Well, guess what? They're going to get sick and die. The sword, all right, ice. If that's not a sword, and the legislation that was used to pass this bill, okay, because he weaponized legislation. That's why the scriptures say, "Woe to him that decree unrighteous decrees." And right grievousness which they prescribe. Woe to him that form mischief by law. Because that's what this devil does. He formed mischief by law. Okay? Famine. Those are those store shelves going empty. Death and destruction. So it's going to be war on this soil. Okay? Riots in the streets. And death. For why? For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Whose hurtful works? Esau. Esau has destroyed this place, man. He has literally turned the world into a wilderness. Okay? Now let's scroll down a little bit. And before we get that, let's go to Isaiah 19. I believe 19 and 20. No, that's not it. I was in the right chapter, Slacky. This is Isaiah 19 and 2. And it says, 19 and 2 says, "And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom." Okay? And that's exactly what's about to happen. Because you're going to have MAGA against all of the unMAGAs, against Jake, against, the Northern Kingdom, the Southern Kingdom. I mean, it's just about to be a whole a slew of infighting going on. Okay? Going back to this. And it says, go down a little bit. Verse 11, verse 12, it says, "Egypt shall mourn." This is the same Egypt we were just talking about in Isaiah 19 and 2. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for the seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and the fearful constellation. Yeah, see, not only are you not going to have anybody to plant and harvest, but the weather is going to destroy your stuff too, which is already happening. You got major floods happening in major cities. Okay, this is a like I said, every meal that you eat, everything that you do, if Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai ain't with you, you're gonna lose. Period. Because everything is about to be out of whack. You think, oh, I prep some food, bro? Your prepping ain't gonna do nothing. Okay, it's cool to prepare a little bit, but at the end of the day, all that prepping ain't gonna do shit for you, because you're gonna have groups of people, mobs of people looking for people like you to come take what you got. Not to mention, you may very well die on the way home trying to get to your stuff. Okay, when everything shuts down, which everything is about to shut down. It's going to shut down. Verse 14, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." What did we just read in Isaiah 19 and 2? "For there shall be sedition among men." And when you go into this world, sedition, it goes into rebelling against one's government. Oh, man. I do not want to do that. Now you let me highlight the word, huh? So all I wanted is this word right here. Okay. Let's do it like that, then. And it says, sedition is an act of inciting resistance or rebellion against a lawful government. And this is an unlawful government. So that's what sedition means. Salakia. All right, so continuing on. Let's go back. All right. It says, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another, and they should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able, right? Because like I said in another video, a state is it's its own country. And united, and each state is likened unto its own city, and all of these cities came together to form the United States of America. All right. So it's over with, man. It's through. It's done. Okay. It's over with. It says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man should have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation, and for great tribulation. So, we're here. The only component that we're missing is for that M to the R to the K to come into full force. Once that happens, this place is fit. We're out of here. We're out of here. And as Elder Apostle Tahar said, and I totally agree, I believe that Trump is the one that's going, because he was the one who fast tracked. Remember Project Warp Speed? How he fast tracked the COVID shot, right? He did that. Okay, so when when it's time to fast track this M to the R to the K, it just makes sense that he puts everything because he's the guy. He's the one to do it. He's the king of Babylon. All right. So, we're here, man. So with that, I'm gonna end this off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem L'Chachadash. Double honors to the elder, the apostle, great millstone. To the next time, I say shalom.